Since the beginning of 2025, we continue to see the Mongolz continue to perform at a super high level, consistently making playoffs in all Tier 1 events. And in the most recent tournament, IEM Melbourne 2025, the Mongolz played in a best of 3 series against Liquid, and they beat them 2-1. And while I do think most people knew that this was going to happen because Liquid is a fairly new roster with Shui now being the IGL, I want to highlight some clips from 910 just to show why he's such a good opper and how his little micro plays really work out for him. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at 5 different clips, and I'm going to be explaining his micro plays and what he's doing to stay on top and drop a 1.83 rating. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now in round number 8, we actually see a really good example of how 910 knows exactly when to be aggressive. Liquid starts the round with some initial pressure towards A site and then ends up grouping onto B for their final execute. 910, however, has made a really good read on this and has moved himself with the op onto B, playing towards Church. He initially gets this really easy kill onto Nerds and then another one onto Ultimate, and with time running low, he understands that this is a situation where he can make a crazy aggressive play, and as you can see, by throwing the flash and going through the smoke, he gets rewarded with a kill, and even if he were to die here, it really wouldn't be the end of the world, since Liquid was running so low on time, and he would have delayed them by another 1 to 2 seconds just by being a distraction and dying. So overall, just a really good read in the mid round with little to no info for the Mongolz, and a great example of his decision making, and he just knows when to make the right play. Hey guys, before we actually jump back into the video, I gotta put you guys onto something really quick. And that is the sponsor of today's video, SkinClub. SkinClub is one of the most popular CS2 case opening sites out there, and they have over 100 different cases to choose from, and everything is provably fair. Meaning you can actually verify that your chances are real and legit, and plus, compared to CS2, SkinClub gives you a 35% better chance to pull something spicy from a case. And SkinClub has a lot of cool features and games to play, and the first thing I want to talk about is their daily cases. You literally get the chance to open cases for completely free every single day. The higher your profile level, the better cases you unlock, and at level 120, you can actually even pull skins worth over $100 from a daily free case. It's pretty nuts. And second, we gotta talk about the battles. You can create or join battles against other players or even bots from SkinClub, and there's even a new crazy mode where the player who pulls the lowest value skins is actually the winner. There's also a team mode where you and a friend can team up against others and split the rewards, as well as a share mode where everyone walks away with something at the end of the battle. And right now there's a new event live on SkinClub where just by opening cases, battling, or upgrading, you'll actually earn points that you can spend on the marketplace, on skins, tickets for giveaways, and even free balance, so you don't want to miss out. And also, missions are popping off. Completing missions lets you grab extra skins and more rewards, and they're always updating, so you'll never run out of ways to earn. And what's really nice is that depositing is super easy as well because they support a bunch of different payment methods. So if you're over 18 years old and you want to get started, I've got you guys hooked up with a 7% deposit bonus. Just click the link down in the description below to claim it and boost your balance. So good luck to all of you, and now let's get back to the video. Going into round 4, we can see that it is a really important round for the Mongolz to win, and 910 plays this round really well, just with some really good micro plays and just his rotations. Starting off, we can see he is a very mobile player when he's playing A site, and he has to do that as the opper. And we can see that he initially starts in apartments and then holds the cross for a while before actually rotating back towards Moto, so he can make sure that no one is able to get into through CT spawn through arches. This rotation was likely made because Liquid was putting on a lot of pressure on Banana, and the Mongolz were losing control and information. Then Liquid decides to go back to A for a final A execute after putting pressure on Banana, and 910 holds this really good angle that actually allows him to hold the swing from lane and also see if anyone is able to come up through apartments. And with Mzinho playing Pit, this is a really good setup, and as you can see, it works super well. He gets the first 2 kills with ease, but I would then like to note how he continues to stay alive and not get too over aggressive. This is a really micro thing, but it's just something I thought I'd point out. After the first 2 kills, he's essentially done his job and he can just die whenever and they'll probably win the round. But as you can see, what he does is he tries to delay his death for as long as possible, and he actually overachieves and gets his 3rd kill. This completely solidifies and locks in the round, and he did a great job. Overall takeaway from this round that you can apply to your own games is that if you're going to be playing A, especially if you're an opper, you got to be reactive. You got to see what the enemy team is doing on the map and how you can counter what they're doing, and especially with the limited info that you can get on Inferno. I also think that 910 is just a really smart player, and as you can see, just by him living that extra few seconds, it does a lot for the round. Now in round 19, I don't think 910 did some crazy genius play, but I just want to show you like how the Mongolz are able to just completely flip around super important rounds like this, and how 910 contributed to it. He started off just by buying a deagle, and as you can see, most of the team is saved, and he just gets this really nuts kill through the smoke, and I just don't think Shui's gonna be able to do anything about that. And then as a pack, they just run up Arch with the Glocks and Deagles, and even with 910 with a Glock and 4 HP, he ends up getting a second kill, and I just think it's absolutely crazy how they're able to win this round and bring themselves to a match point. So I guess if you want to take away something from this, every round is winnable, and you just have to have a little bit of luck. Now going into this round on Ancient, 910 just overall shows you how you should be rotating and moving around if you're going to be that B-side anchor, especially if you have the op. As you can see, he starts off with this really aggressive peek towards ramp, and he immediately gets rewarded for it, and then he immediately rotates to hold Cave and Cheetah to make sure that Liquid isn't attempting some sort of fast B-split. Once he pushes up and confirms no one has control of Cheetah, he actually rotates back and sits in a position that allows him to check ramp and Cheetah at the same time. He then gets the second kill on Deshui, and while you may think I'm pulling at strings here trying to explain what he's actually doing in this round, I think all of these micro rotations and what he just did on B site is really good to pick up and learn, especially if you plan on playing B site as an anchor. With Liquid on a full buy, the Mongolz actually make the choice to execute onto A, and it ends up leading to a 2v1 for the Mongolz after 910 gets his kill. And then after he gets his kill, what does he do without hesitation? He actually starts to flank rather than planning right away. He is so fast on this timing to the point where the other player would have no reason to expect anyone behind him, and well, little do you know, 910 is there. I think it's just a great example of how if you're playing at a top tier level like the Mongolz, you have to make decisions quick and you have to not second guess them. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this little quick short analysis of 910 and some of his clips from the recent tournament. I got a few more exciting videos coming up this week about Donk and potentially Yimfat, as at the Blast Rivals tournament they've been performing super well, so we're going to take a look at both of their games later this week. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.